couldn't hear. Hello, are you Mr. Deng? Yes. I can see the beautiful decorations in your house, and it's quite clean. Can you show us the video which compare the current situation and the past? You can see. I heard that in the past you need to use the umbrella in the toilets. Let's go there. It's the kitchen. Let's firstly take a look at the kitchen. You can see in the past there was the water leakage problem. So once the people upstairs using the kitchen, you cannot use it because of the water leakage. That's so inconvenient. So how many years have you been living here? More than 20 years from the very first. So during the 20 years, have you thought to renovate this house? We tried, but we couldn't make it. I tried to use some tools. So, Ms. Deng, can you introduce to us about the comparison? In the past, there were water leakage problems here. From here and there were leakage problems, so he couldn't make food, he couldn't fry dish here because there were powder from the walls falling down and the water keep falling down. There were dust in the dish, in the pot, so there were sand in the pot. That's frequent. I can't imagine. The wall kept falling down. And because it's quite wet and moisturized in Chongqing. And this keeps happening in 4 seasons every day. And you can see in this toilet, in the past, there were water leakage problems also, but we have renovated it and solved this problem. In the past, here was the refrigerator, and you can see from the video, in the past, the whole walls was totally ruined by the water. We actually helped renovate for times, but we couldn't totally solve the problems. And all the electricity lines was also ruined. In the past, also the ceiling was soaked by the water. If people walk at their house upstairs, the water will keep leaking to my house. We really cannot imagine how bad the situation was. In the past, some leaders, including the party secretary, went here, and they know the problems. They helped us. I remember the video. In the past, you put a board here. Yes, he had no choice. He can only use a wooden board here to keep himself from the sand, or rather the sand will keep falling down. So you couldn't sleep well, yes, because when you sleep, the sand will cover your body. But have you imagined moving to other places? I have no other places to live. 3 generations in our family live in this house because this area is the resettlement area. In the past, we said 1 generation for 1 room, 2 generations for 2 rooms. But at that time, his son didn't get married, so now they have more people, but they live in a smaller house. So let's take a look at the other rooms. I see a bed here. This is for his grandchild, for his granddaughter. In the past, the children slept on the floor because there were no enough beds. His granddaughter slept on the floor. But in the past, you didn't have so beautiful furniture like today. No. You didn't want to buy furniture. No, we didn't want to buy because of the water leakage. The water leakage damaged the house, so they were eager to resettle, to renovate their house and enjoy the Spring Festival. Let's go outdoor. And you can see these pipelines. In the past, there were also water leaking here every day. And now they also put 1 bed here. It's just like another room, so the children, his granddaughter, can sleep here. And you can see the sausage and the meat. These are for the Spring Festival. We are happy now. We are happy now. I think our lives are getting better. I can see from your smile. Thanks for the policy from the party committee. And we really appreciate the leaders at this community. They helped us. The former party secretary and the current party secretary are working hard to improve people's lives here. Yes, we all together make efforts so that we have today's happy life. We feel warm now. And we also know that apart from this family, we are going to another family. Let's go there. Thank you very much. Wish you a happy life. Happy New Year. And let's visit another family. So what's the number of this building? We have 10 buildings. So is this among the first renovate buildings? The 3rd batch of renovated buildings. Hello. We are from CGTN. There is also the water leaking problems here in the toilets. Yes, in the past, if they want to use the toilet, they need to use the umbrella. And you can see in the past here, put the umbrella because the sand and the bricks kept falling down. You cannot imagine how bad the situation was. You said even the waste of the toilet upstairs kept falling down. It's been years, right? In the past, the government tried to renovate this house. They started in 2005. Because the residents here contributed a lot to the government's construction plan. The government really wants to renovate and resettle these residents. But because of the condition restriction, we kept renovating the houses. Firstly, we improved the surroundings, and then we solved the water leakage problems. And you can see these floors. I think it's also being renovated. Yes. Apart from the pipeline water leakage, the whole walls also have the water leaking problems. You cannot see a total wall because all the walls have been ruined by the water. And we can see the bedroom. In the past, there was the cold drawer here. And we can see the sand kept falling down. He was living in the severe environment. This family has 5 family members. And now they are back after the renovation. I heard that your son and the grandchildren are back. Yes, because the Spring Festival is around the corner, they are back. And we can see the suitcases. Yes, because they are back to our family. These are brand new. In the past, the total area was eroded. And the sand keeps falling down on our heads. I can see the suitcases because they are back. So you really want to live with your son? Yes. So when he was dating with her girlfriend, his girlfriend was not satisfied with your house. No, they were not satisfied. So I was trying to improve the living condition. And after the help from the government, we have changed the situation. And so in the past, we rent houses, and now we are back after the renovation. I think you can enjoy the Happy New Year in this new house. Yes. You keep laughing. I can sense your happiness. We really made great efforts. And let's go to another family. Thanks for your effort. Happy New Year. I heard that there was a huge resettlement and renovation project. And we can also see these stairs are totally changed because it's totally different from the video we saw. We've got the responsible person for this renovation, Ms. Yang. I find it's quite clean in the channel. In the past, because of the water leakage, and because these walls belong to the kitchen and toilet, you can imagine it was eroded. Our director is showing the comparison video. And we can see the video on the screen. We can compare the past and the current situation. In the past, because of the water leakage, the stairs were wet. So we need to wait until the stair become dry, and we need to fix it. And secondly, because this building was constructed in 1992, you can see the equipment, the devices, electricity devices here. In the past, the whole building has only one ammeter, and now, after the effort from the government, we have resettled and we have restored the ammeter. So one household has one ammeter. During the renovation, we also changed the categories of the ammeter and changed the electricity lines. And we can see these devices. In this box is the electricity device. But we need to wait for the electricity bureau. We need to change all the lines after the electricity bureau come here. And we can see these rails. These are wooden rails. Because there are many elderly persons here, so we take this into consideration. The designers take these humanity reasons into consideration. In the past, the rails were iron one, but it's been 27 years. The rails were eroded, and in the past, many of the floors were also broken. And it's not finished yet. You can see the floor. After the new year, we will keep renovating this floor. And let's walk downstairs. Because this is the old building, there were a channel for garbage. Because people had no place to throw the garbage, there were a channel for the garbage. That is the pipe for the garbage. So for the convenience, people didn't go downstairs. They just throw the garbage through the pipeline. Yes, but this is not sanitary, and it smells bad. And now, because of the garbage classification, we changed the ways to throw the garbage. We blocked the garbage pipeline, and we also use the garbage classification method. I don't know whether you have an idea about the major content of the renovation. Just now, Party Secretary Ms. Deng introduced that there were huge problems in terms of the water leakage. But why there were so bad water leakage problems? Why it couldn't be solved? Firstly, because these buildings are so old, it can date back to many years ago, and the construction is different because these materials were not concrete materials. And the method of constructing this building is different from nowadays. And you can see at the entrance of every building, there is only small rails. So we use the concept that is to renovate the ecology, to renovate the city in terms of function, ecology, safety, economy, and also to make it beautiful. We integrated several elements while renovating these buildings. And because of the quality of this building and the ages of these buildings, it was difficult to renovate. And we can also see these pictures, which also compares the current situation and the past. You can see in the past, it looks like this. And you can see on the outside is quite naked. And there was no waterproof cover. And now after the renovation, firstly, we wipe out the falling sand, the falling walls, and also we add one warm cover. So in the future, this building also can improve the electricity conservation and save the power. And we can see this line is quite flat. And we also have the soft bricks, which is the new material which can stick to the wall firmly. We know that some bricks may fall down and hit people, hit the passers-by, but these bricks are quite light and soft. This can sustain for 30 years. Just now we walked downstairs through this channel, and we can see the vivid comparison. In the past, we couldn't even see the color of the floor, and we can see the rails were also broken. But after the renovation, the yellow stickers are not being sticked now, but we can still see it's quite lightful. It's quite beautiful. In the future, we will also improve the light system here. I also heard that you went through many difficulties during the renovation. Can you tell us some about this? Our government really wants to renovate these buildings. Since 2010, we started the renovation and we planned this building renovation. But because in the past the buildings have so many problems, and the residents were not satisfied about the surface renovation. They wanted the interior renovation apart from exterior renovation. And because these buildings were constructed in 1992, actually, we know that this area is quite developed. In the past, we thought this is just like the isolated island in the developed area. Yes, because the residents here were the first batch of the resettlement residents. In the past, the buildings were relatively good, but after years of erosion, here becomes the dark area. Because of the sanitary condition was so severe and the equipment lags behind, here becomes the isolated island in the city. Many people didn't want to come here. So people really want to renovate this place. I was shocked by this. I was surprised at this. So in the future, this area will look like this, right? Yes. There are 3 steps of our renovation. The first one is to renovate the buildings, including the exterior and interior renovation. And the second step is to start soon after Spring Festival. because of the Spring Festival, we have stopped our step. And we will improve the electricity devices and also the water pipelines. And after this step, you can see from the picture, there will be bricks on the floor. And in the past, there was a small public area. So we will plant the big trees in order to help people from the strong sunshine. So people can sit here and chat during their leisure time. This is our design. Is this area where we are standing? Yes, it's here. And now it's improved. But once it can be improved to the picture, we may be so surprised. Yes, it will become the beautiful environment. It will be improved just like what was in the picture. And the landscape on the floor will be improved, will be convenient and beautiful. I think in future this community will become a very beautiful one, and people may be jealous. People may envy this building. Probably because after the whole renovation and decoration and the landscape improvement, it may be improved. And we also absorbed many advices, solicited many advices from the residents. I'm confident that in the future, people will welcome the changes here. Just now, Party Secretary Ms. Deng also said, actually, the two families we visited were quite representative. But we are going to another two families who are also representative. We are going to visit one family living on the third floor. In the past, because they have 3 generations, they live in a 3-room house. And now because his mother died, he lived in the house with his son. In the past, we tried to persuade him supporting us for the renovation, but he couldn't agree with us. He was against us. And we can see some houses are still in the decoration period, yes. So they need to decorate their house by themselves, yes. Because we renovate the toilets and the kitchens. They need to buy some furniture and home appliances. And secondly, we will renovate the electricity lines and the walls because of the safety problems. But for the bricks, they need to renovate by themselves. So many residents want to change their house. They also pay some of the decoration fee. I know that you also have many humanity designs, just like while you were choosing the bricks in the kitchen. And you can see the wall bricks and the floor bricks in the kitchen, and also the lights in the kitchen are chosen by us. And also the equipment in the kitchen and in the toilet were chosen by us. We invited the residents to offer advices, to offer the brand and color advices. So we have 3 options of the equipment. And we offer 3 colors of the bricks. First one is this yellow, and another 2 kinds of white. So you offer the options. Did you go smoothly? We went through many incidents also. For example, we offered 3 options for the colors of the bricks, but people like other colors. Some people prefer other colors. For example, in one family, the husband agreed with the color, but the wife didn't agree with the color, so we also need to negotiate with them. Sometimes it was quite hard. Yeah, actually, we have problems every day. We have hundreds of problems every day because different families have different ideas. And there are disputes within the family or rather outside. So firstly, the investment from the government has the standards, but we also relatively consider their personalized demands. We can adjust a little bit according to people's demands. But if you want more devices, you need to pay them by yourself. Can you show us some personalized demands, personalized design here? For example, you can see this threshold is quite high. I can see new furniture in every household, and we can see the white walls in every household. It's totally changed. Are you satisfied with your living environment? Yes, I'm satisfied. What was the major problem in the past? The walls were ruined everywhere. The ceilings were ruined because of the water leaking. And now we are living here and we become happier. He has 2 sons and 1 daughter and 1 mother. They all live here. So we had the headache. It was so difficult to persuade him. Because there are so many things in their family, in their house. They want to resettle to another place. They didn't want to renovate the building. We went here 4 times. We persuaded them 4 times, maybe for 20 to 30 times at least. So once I came here, I didn't want to talk with him because it was so difficult to persuade him. He always criticized us in the past. He thought the renovation is not good. It's not for their living condition. So in the past, we even cried after visiting his house. You cannot imagine the feeling, because we tried so many times to persuade him. Finally, he agreed. But in the past, you never imagined that your work can be so harsh, right? Yes. I've been living here for more than 20 years. I never cried for my work, but for this time's renovation, I cried for many times. So many people criticized our work. We wanted to improve their living conditions, but they just couldn't understand us. We wanted to make their house better, to improve their livelihood, but not all the people understood us. I really cannot imagine that bad time. The residents also have their own thoughts, but we have our standards. We have the fixed content for the fixed model for renovation. Some residents are not satisfied. They are not willing to pay the fee. So the supporting rate for renovation was not high at the beginning. That is why our work was so difficult. At the beginning, the supporting rate was only 23%. So we worked outside. We worked on the street, and we invited the residents to know more about our plan. And we community, the residents, held meetings together. They offered advices to us. That is, the residents govern their own things, and all the leaders held the meetings with the residents. Each leader is responsible for each building, and they will go to the families to persuade them and to listen to their advices. And finally, the supporting rate is 100% now. And the last family who signed the contract last week. Happy New Year! Wish you a Happy New Year. Are you happy living here? Yes. They have the low-income insurance. I heard that there are some special designs in her family. You can see in the past, the electricity line was at the corner of the wall, but because there is one elderly person here and his son also cannot move conveniently, we changed the electricity line at the middle of the wall, and we also put one light here, which is convenient to the elderly grandmother and the son. Are there many personalized demands? So what are the standards? 70% of the households have the personalized demands. We really understand this. For example, in this family, they have special problems. They also need to put one television in the room. And because they are low-income insurance family, we need to also offer more help. 70% of the residents have personalized demands, but because the project has the standards, we need to plan and design, and we need to plan and implement the project through our picture. And if you do not add more lines or add more materials, we may cover the fee. If you want more equipment, want more materials, you need to pay them by yourself. I heard that during the negotiation, you also met with so many difficulties. Yes, because many people have their personalized demands. And they think these demands are reasonable, but why couldn't you meet their demands, right? So during the negotiation, did you find it quite difficult? Yes, it is quite difficult. Because the residents were villagers, so in their deeply heart, they thought the policy of the developer was not good. So they were so against our plan. And many of the residents thought our comprehensive renovation is just our surface work. Actually, I'm also the daughter from the village, and I'm now living in the city. I really want to solve the problems of the living environment, but we really couldn't win people's understandings. I was also sad. I even was not diligent. So we tried many times to persuade, to explain to them. I was so sad because many of the misunderstandings. We really made great efforts in the office and on the streets. We workers were cried together. I think we really went through the harsh time because there are 488 households here. Just now you visited some families. You can see the pipeline renovation really improved. And we really need every household to agree with us because, for example, the water pipeline need to be renovated from the first floor to the top floor together. But if one of the floors couldn't agree with the renovation, we couldn't start the renovation. There are so many work here, and also there are many illegal construction in this area. We need to change them. And we can see from this picture. It's also the future design. And where is this street? Is here. And this street is the main street for our comprehensive renovation project. You can see beside the street are the buildings. And there are also the pedestrian, and the trees will be planted. There are also commercial stores here. These are just the parts of the stores. The doors and the pillars of the stores will be renovated. So there are many sequential work. We can see the doors of the stores and the streets are improved. And we can also see the preliminary picture of the design. I really wonder what will look like in the future. Let's go and have a look at the design. You can see this design is divided into two stages, the first stage and the second stage. And you can see there are 16 buildings, 488 households. And in this area, we will construct it in the second stage. Next year, we will start this stage. Just now we visited some buildings. We are not here. Just now we visited these buildings. building number 10. And you can see this covers 6,800 square meters. It's the public area. We will build 800 car parks underground. You can see the preliminary stage of the renovation. And I really want to tell you a story. Our leader, who has the lung cancer but still work for the renovation. Every one of us are working hard. We work every day. From last December, here, it's been more than 1 year. We made great efforts. I think you really have the true heart, and you really win people's heart. Yes. We are satisfied, we are happy that there is the total change from the past misunderstanding to the current understanding. And I think it's quite coordinated here now. Yes, people are willing to offer some fruits, offer food to us once they see us. We have won the recognition from the people, from the residents. Hello. Thank you very much. Just now we had a bird view of the whole design. This community is quite beautiful. And I heard that there is the 100 family banquet in the square, at the square. And you are the leader of the community. Please show us the banquet. So, are people interested in this 100 family banquet? This is actually the advice from the residents. They are willing to offer the dish, and we community also offer some fee. And we can see people are so interested in this. They want to engage. They want to participate in the banquet. They prepared the dish. The whole event is prepared by the residents. And we can see there are so many people. It's quite magnificent. Let's take a look at the dumplings, the lovely dumplings. Let's take a look at the dumplings first. I heard that in order to make the dumplings, they started yesterday and they stayed up late in 10 o'clock last night and they got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. What's inside the dumplings? There are meat, onions, and sweet potatoes. They prepared many ingredients for the dumplings. Why do they make the sweet potato as the ingredients? Because that tastes good. So how many dumplings do you need to make in order to meet the demands of the residents? More than 3,000 ones. We prepared 75 kilograms flour. Who is skilled at making dumplings? Miss Yang. Hello. This is the reporter from CGTN. Hello. I made many dumplings. I never made so many dumplings like today. I made the best dumplings today. Our Miss Xu worked quite hard because she also got up at 5 o'clock. So what's your feeling now? We feel really happy. Our Xingjiaqiao community has been renovated. We are moved into the new house. We really appreciate the work from the different levels of leaders, including Ms. Xu. We are gratified at their work and their consideration. I'm particularly happy because I've moved into the new house. In the past, because of the water leakage problem, our clothes were wet. And I was so unhappy. I was so sad because of the water leakage. And later on, I called them. They went to my family and told us that they will help us renovate the house. So I really appreciate their work. Okay, we will taste your dumplings. And I saw the other rice dumplings. So what's in these rice dumplings? Sesame. They also make these rice dumplings voluntarily, yes. So how many rice dumplings have you made? We used several dozens of the flour, several dozens kilograms of the flour. How do you feel? Very happy. We are moved into new houses. Every one of us is so happy. Do you find this year's New Year is quite different, totally different? We are moved at the work from the government. We're so happy. We're really happy. Apart from the dumplings, rice dumplings, and we can see another tent. People are making hot dishes there. And there are chicken, fried chicken with taro, braised fish, and other dishes. People make the braised fish because they want a harvest year. And there are also cold dish. And we can see the big pot. The chef is cooking the hot dish. We have the ribs with carrots and chicken with taro and braised meat. Can we go there and have a look at the dish? I wonder what's inside the pot. Come here. I can sense the flavor of the new year. Let's go ahead and what's inside the big pot. I feel warm here. Can I have a look? Is this enough? Yes, the residents prepared 12 dishes and the government units also offered us fruits. When will this be finished? At 12 o'clock. We need to climb up in New Year so we can take a look at what's inside. Wow. That's the fish. It's quite beautiful. Thank you very much. I feel quite warm. And this is the special vegetable in Chongqing, 鱼心 grass. It can help your digestion. And people are cooking the rice dumplings now. And we can see the Chongqing characteristics. The head and the tail of the pigs. Have you counted how many are the dishes? Because there are 140 tables, we have 140 dishes. And we can see these baked ducks. It has a special name that is red and harvest. Here are the spicy food. Chongqing people really like spicy food. This is the chicken with taro. Because of the cold temperature, we covered it. I find it's delicious. So, do you also have a special design while choosing the dishes? Yes. There are many chefs living here. They would like to add the special meanings to every dish, like a harvest year and smile often, and also climb up. And each dish has the auspicious name. The residents gave these auspicious names. Do you find your work is getting easier? In the past, residents were always against us. And now they regard us as their family members. In the past, they went against our policies, our plans. Why I was against with the plan? Because my husband was in illness. I suffered a lot. I couldn't offer money to renovate the buildings. And later on, I really appreciate the work from the government. They offered great help to our family. So what's your work today? Are you making dumplings? Yes, I came here at 8 o'clock. I really appreciate Ms. Xu and Mr. Xie's work. I deeply appreciate their work. I appreciate the leaders from the government, from the community. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. And later on, let's find a seat. So, Director Xu, can you tell us some harsh stories? Yes. Because these buildings were constructed in 1993, and it's been more than 20 years, many of the three-member households become 5-member households or 8-member households, so their house are not big enough to hold so many family members. And because the buildings are so old, it cannot hold so many people. That's why there were so many water leakage problems. And because the upstairs and the downstairs have the water leakage problems, the neighbors are not getting well with each other. That's why they were angry at our work. We were also helpless. In the past, people throw their waste, throw their garbage to our office. So we were indeed desperate. We were so sad. That's why we call on a lot to the upper government. Many of the residents want to have a bigger house. They want to move to a new place. They don't want to stay here for renovation. That's why they were against us. Only 23% of the people were agree with the renovation plan, and the other 70% people chose to resettle. Later on, the government decorated a sample house, and the residents visited the sample house. We invited the residents to visit the sample house, and they can see the sharp comparison. And we can also see from the comparison picture, on the left, it was the current situation. On the right, it was the past situation. And every time we chose the material, we organized the residents to offer advices. So they can choose their coat, ropes, they can choose their bricks. And they can see that the government really wants to improve people's livelihood. That's why finally they agreed with us. Because we gradually win the trust from the residents. And the people who throw rubbish to us becomes our friends. In the past, he was strongly against with the renovation plan. And he also organized a group of people to insist on stopping our work. But now we become friends. It is really so difficult. We tried to improve people's living condition, but people couldn't understand us. In the past, frequently, I was also questioned myself, why should I insist on helping them? And I stayed with my colleagues. We are the daughters in our families, but we visit other families, and we had so many misunderstandings from others and criticism from other families. Later on, after the renovation, people really changed. What moved me the most is because the temperature is so high in Chongqing in summer, and we were constructing the buildings. The workers were constructing the buildings. We stayed together with the workers because the residents trust us. They are familiar with us, but they are not familiar with the workers. And there was one person who was strongly against us at the beginning. I was afraid of meeting him at that time, but he went around and bought us the ice drinks. I was so moved. I was almost moved into tears. That's the happy tears and the harsh tears. I hope in future years you can keep smiling with no tears and you can work happily. Definitely, because the residents are in good relations with us. And in the future, under this square, there will be the 4th-floor car park. And we can see people here are writing the Spring Festival couplets. We have the calligraphy association here. They are the excellent calligraphers. Few days ago, we sent the New Year package to every household, and in the packet there are the calligraphy writings from these people, and they will stick the paper onto their doors. There are also events for photo taking. Yes. There are 6 gifts, 6 presents in the New Year packet, including the couplets, the auspicious words, and other things. And the daily newspaper is also holding a picture show here. So, which couplet is your favorite one? Let's take a look at this one. What's your choice? Happy to have a auspicious and happy life, and also to make money, to win fortune, to have a happy family. Did you choose this one, or he wrote it for you? I chose this one. Why did you choose this one? So what's your New Year wish? I hope my whole family live in the safe environment and my baby can grow up happily. My baby is 4 months old. Do you find your life happy? Yes. What's your wish? Everyone in my family is healthy. That's all. So best wishes for you. Wow, there are many couplets here. Hello, excuse me? How many couplets have you written today? More than 100 ones. So people all taken your couplets? Pardon? So you wrote all the couplets to the residents? Yes. So what are the favorite content? Auspicious and best wishes. You are so busy now. Hello. How do you like this one? I think He writes quite well. This is the traditional Chinese calligraphy. I'm 79 years old, and today is my birthday, so I feel so happy today. How old are you? 79. I'm so happy. I got up at 5 o'clock and I helped make dumplings in the morning. I participate in the whole event. I'm a volunteer. Thank you very much. I wish you good health in the new year. Wish you a happy family. And we can see the characteristics of the event. And we've got Mr. Peng, who is responsible for the events. So what's your consideration while choosing the events? Because it's a Spring Festival. Writing Spring Festival couplets is Chinese tradition. And we hope to recall the childhood memory for the mid-aged and elderly persons. We can see many couplets are writing. We can see many auspicious words. We collected these words from the residents and write them into the couplets and to send these couplets to our residents. We can see here is full of best wishes. There are also paintings here. Will they stick these paintings? They will put them into the frameworks and hang up on the walls in their house. So how did you choose the shapes of the paintings? I can see there are many fruits and flowers on the paintings. Yes, some of the flowers can represent the spring, which is around the corner, and there are also vegetables, which represent a happy family. So which painting is the best, is the most famous one? The mouse and the flower. Peony. That peony. Have you held this event in the past? No. In the past, we have the drum team to celebrate the new year and send wishes to the families. And we also held the 100 family banquet, so that we can offer a platform, offer the opportunity for the reunion. So you said in the past you actually had the 100 family banquet, but this one is the largest one, and it's the first one after the renovation. Yes. We wish the residents at Xingjiaqiao Community can live a better life. So as the relations are between the community and the residents are getting better, yes, people live in harmonious atmosphere. So harmony is the core spirit at Xingjiaqiao Community. Do you have more plans? For example, organizing other cultural activity, not only here. Xingjiaqiao Community is one of the event area. We actually have many events, many art and sports activities to encourage our people, our residents, to join us. We also encourage the talents. We invited the excellent persons help us. How do you find the participation of the people? We can fairly say we have the most performance, most talents this time, which surpassed all the events in the past. And what's more, we have the most participants today. We have more than 100 tables, so there are more than 1,000 people here. And there are also audiences. So I think today we have more than 2,000 participants here. The 488 households have more than 1,000 family members, and they are here to celebrate the new year happily. And we can also see that the event also attracts many neighborhood residents. Yes, because once the music is on, the other communities can hear it. They come here. It's just like once the drum is on, people know that the performance will be started soon. Do you feel proud of this? Yes. It's my 9 years of working on the community activity. I can feel the happiness. I think the cultural activities are gradually accumulated. We want to make our residents happy and satisfied, and to strengthen the neighborhood relations. So we want to hear more positive words, more positive thoughts once we approach the residents. This is quite harmonious. So once people are happy in spirits, they can live in a harmonious atmosphere, and we can negotiate better. I think the banquet is about to start. Let's go there and have a look at the 100 family banquet. Mr. Xie, Party Secretary Xie Lan, made great efforts. Even if he got the lung cancer, he insisted on working. She insisted on working, even if she's got the lung cancer. And there are many small babies here. And now it's 12 o'clock Beijing time. According to the plan, the dish will be delivered soon. The residents and neighbors have been sitting here for almost 2 years. I think people are so hungry, and they are eager to taste the food. And let's go and see how the dish will be delivered. I'm a little bit worried. I don't think I'm worried whether the food is enough for so many people or not. And we can see the steamed fish.
一锅一锅的再往下端它。
One after one.
我们看一下今天准备的这个盘子。哦，那边还有凉菜。
And we can see the plates.
我想装盘都是
And
一
there are
件
cold
非常
dishes.
繁重和艰巨的工作。
I think even if to put the fish into the plates is also a hard work. When will you deliver the dish?
先上什么菜呀？我问一下，先上什么菜？凉菜。先上凉菜哈，好的。
Which one will be the first? The cold dish.
期待看着这个菜上桌，我刚才看见好多人坐在那儿，感觉都饿了啊。
We are looking forward to the food. I think people are hungry. We need to wait for 20 more minutes.
好的，好的。 本来说这个12点钟咱们就可以，然后看到所有的菜上桌，但是刚才告诉我可能会时间会有一些小延后。
I thought at 12 o'clock we can see the dish serving, but no worries. I think today everyone is so happy. Everyone feels warm in the deep heart. Just now, Ms. Xu, Ms. Deng introduced it to us. In the future, this square will have many public equipment, like the elderly person equipment. And there will be car parks underground to solve the car parking problem. Today, as I'm at the scene, I can feel the happiness of the residents. The happiness is from their deep heart. I think the government is doing the small things, but make the residents feel warm. I will stay here because I will try the rice dumplings today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching CGTN. See you.